All right, so our first problem here is says name each ionic compound, and then you have a series of 6 compounds. So let's get started on these guys here first. So we know that each of them are ionic. So this is a good hint because if it was ionic or a molecular compound, the nomenclature of those compounds differ. So for any ionic substance, just a little review. Let me make sure my tablet works here. Okay. So I have, again, 6 ionic compounds here. So let me do number 1. And basically for ionic compounds, we know that ionic here is defined as a non-metal plus a metal, right? Non-metal plus metal. Or even a better definition of that is simply an electron transfer. There's going to be a cation and also an anion in our compound. So cation plus anion. Because we know that one element is giving their electrons away, and one of them will be accepting their electrons here. So we have an ionic compound here, and our first guy here is mg3n2. So let's define this guy first. So let me use a different color. So I have mg3n2. Let me bring up a periodic table to help us with naming our compounds here. So every time we have an ionic compound, what we can do is we can simply just find the names of these elements in our periodic table. So the naming for this first guy here, I would go to Mg here, and I would look at, okay, which element is this? And usually, for ionic compounds, our metal is going to be the first element that we have for our compound here. The first element here is usually our metal, and the second one is our non-metal here. So first one's magnesium. So our metals are going to exist on the left side of the periodic table. So it's going to exist on this side here. So number 2 here says Mg, so we know that this here is magnesium. So you can write here magnesium. And we keep the name fully. And then the second one here is N here, which is going to be our non-metal. And as you can see, N here represents nitrogen. So we're going to write nitrogen here. But instead of writing the nitrogen like this, we're actually going to drop the OGEN, or the gen, and we're going to add IDE. So I'm going to erase some of this one, guys, and then write IDE. So it's going to become magnesium nitride. And this is the same thing, very similar for all ionic compounds. We basically write the metal as it should be, and then for the non-metal, we drop the ending and we add IDE for all ionic compounds. So in this case here, we have magnesium nitride, and this is going to be an answer for the first guy here. For B here, we have KF. So let's examine the first element here. We have K, which is going to be our metal. As you can see, K here represents potassium, right? So here would be a potassium. And F here represents our non-metal. So F here is going to exist on the right side of the periodic table. F here represents fluorine. Remember, we drop the ending and we add IDE. So fluorine becomes fluoride. So it's going to be potassium fluoride as our answer for this problem. That's C here. And then D here we have Li. Let's see. I don't know. This is LISE. LISE. I believe this is LISE. Yeah, D here's. Wait, I'm missing a C here. So I think this is L. Oh, C here is Na2O. Sorry. I think I got the order. So this is A. This is B here. This is C. And then this, I believe, is D. So I think C is Na2O here. Let me just erase this. So C is Na2O. And then I think D is LIS and E is CSF. So that's just a little formatting issue that they have, but that's okay. So C here we have Na2O. So again, Na is going to be my first element here, which is the metal. As you can see, Na exists on the left side of the periodic table, and this here represents sodium. And then O here is the oxygen. Remember, we drop the ending, so we drop the gen and we add IDE. So this would be sodium oxide. So oxygen becomes oxide here. D here we have, this is LIS. LIS. So we look at Li first, that's our first element. As you can see, this is lithium. We have lithium. The S here, if I scroll a little bit to my right hand side here, as you can see, S here is sulfur. So again, I take the ending and I drop the ending and I add IDE. So again, sulfur becomes sulfide. So this is lithium sulfide. And finally for E here we have CSF here. CSF, and then I believe F here we have Ki. So let me finish these two guys first. So CSF, I look at CS first, that's going to be the metal. CS here is cesium. I look down all the way up down to this here is row 6, and group 1. And this here is cesium. And F here we saw as before. F here we said it was fluorine here, and we drop the ending to get fluoride. So this is cesium fluoride. And then finally for Ki here we have K, which is we know as potassium. And the I here, if you look at our group 17 here, we know what the nonmetal I here is iodine. So we're going to drop the ending to make iodide. So potassium iodide. And these here are our solutions for question 1. So let's check their answers. So A here is magnesium nitride, which is good. B here is potassium fluoride. C is sodium oxide. D is lithium sulfide. E is cesium fluoride. And F here is potassium iodide. So this solution here is correct.